Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Schedule Rundown series. I am Dave Cres and I am back to record another edition today. Only a few left now, 4 more, then we're going to be doing a playoff video. Well, 4 more for me, so it's more. Probably, I think it's 6 more in total. And then we're going to be doing a playoff video, predictions, and then plenty of other stuff clearly coming up in the season. So yeah, today going over the San Diego Chargers schedule, and I mean, not the most interesting team. I really don't like the Chargers. I find them to be one of the most boring teams in the league, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But well, for those Chargers fans out there, this was for you, clearly. So yeah, let's dive right in. Clearly, they still got the guys. Normal, they really haven't changed too many big pieces. Well, besides bringing in Mike McCoy to replace Norv Turner in the head coach position, but still, clearly still have Phillip Rivers, quarterback. Got Ryan Matthews. They made some change. Got Matt Teo to replace Sean Phillips in the linebacking core, and they added another receiver with Keenan Allen, which is going to be big actually this year for the Chargers because of all the injuries. Clearly, they lost Denario Alexander this year for the whole year with a torn ACL. Then I believe Malcolm Floyd got hurt as well, but I think he returned to practice. I'm not exactly sure. So anyway, now let's dive in to week one. Week one, they start on Monday Night Football against the Texans. It'll be the second game after the Eagles and Redskins play. I think this is going to be a loss here. The Texans are a good team. They're my Super Bowl pick. And I like them a lot this year. I don't think the Chargers are going to be able to come out and win this huge Week 1 game. The thing about the Texans is they don't have the best quarterback. He's not an elite QB, but still he comes out there and they still have Arian Foster, one of the best running backs in the league. Then they have Andre Johnson, a very good receiver as well. So I don't think that the Chargers are going to be able to beat the Texans. Not to mention they have one of the best defenses in the league. So moving on now to week 2, they play the Eagles. This is a more interesting game, but I'm gonna have to give the win to the Eagles here, making the Chargers 0-2. I don't really like the Chargers this year, as like I mentioned before. They do have a solid. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. The Eagles have. What they did is they got rid of all their corners. You know, the big thing with Nnamdi Asomugha, Asante Samuel, and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. That's all done, but they look better. Michael Vick was named starter just a week ago or so, and so not a surprise there. I think week 2, when he's still healthy, he's going to be productive. He led them to a 3-1 start before getting injured. So I'll give that loss to the Chargers. Week 3 against the Titans, I'll say another loss here. I like the Titans. I think they're a sleeper team this year. So, and yeah, I think they could pull this one up. Titans are going to beat the Chargers here. Chris Johnson I like a lot this year. I think he's gonna have a huge year, and then backed up by Sean Green. So that's a good 1-2 punch. Then week 4 against the Cowboys. I'm gonna have to say another loss here. Not that I have this much against the Chargers. I'm actually surprising myself right now, but it's just because the Cowboys are just a great team. They have one of the best receivers in the league. Maybe, in my opinion, probably the second or third best receiver in the league in Dez Bryant. He's emerging. He's great. He's going to have a huge year, in my opinion, this year. He's going to help Tony Romo and take a lot of the slack away. So that's going to be huge for him. So now moving on to week 5 against the Raiders. That is, I'm going to say their first win of the year. The Raiders really, I just don't like this year. I just don't think that they're going to be a good team. So I'll give that win to the Chargers to start off their season. 1-4 after the first 5 weeks for the Chargers. I don't think that the Raiders are really going to have a great season this year. I mean, once McFadden, if he gets stay healthy, he'd be a good running back, but he doesn't. He's never really stayed healthy, so that really isn't really a question. They don't really have a quarterback, Matt Flynn. It's crappy so far in preseason. And the other guy's Terrell Pryor, so I'll give the win to the Chargers there. Moving on to a Monday Night Football game against the Colts, Week 6. I'm gonna say this is another loss here for the Chargers. I mean, I like the Colts a lot this year. Andrew Luck is gonna be great. I think he's clearly already is great, but if you think about it, he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, and he's gonna have a huge impact. So I don't think the Chargers are gonna be able to beat the Colts. Moving on to Week 7 against the Jaguars. That's another one here. Not a big question about this one. The Jags really don't have much other than MJD, and if he can get back to his form when he led the league in rushing yards, that'll be great. But they don't have a quarterback. I don't like Blaine Gabbert, and their defense isn't good, that really good either. So making the Chargers 2-5 after the first 7 weeks. Now going on to Week 8 against the Redskins. I'm gonna have another loss here for the Chargers. Really, it's not that I don't like the Chargers as much. I don't know why It's just they have a tough schedule. RG3 is a great player. He's dynamic. He's gonna be great, and I think he can pick apart the Chargers in this one. So making them 2-6. To moving on now, playing against the Broncos in Week 7. No, 7, Week 9 against the Broncos. They can't beat the Broncos, you know. Clearly, Peyton Manning's going to be there, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 3 amazing receivers with Wes Welker, Demaryius Thomas, and Eric Decker. And a great defense, so, I mean, what else do you need to beat the Chargers? So, I'll give that one to the Broncos. Week 10 now it is, I believe, against the Dolphins. I'll say it's a win here. Going to be a good game, of course, but Tannehill, he should improve this year from last year, I think. But, Lamar Miller, if he pans out, then maybe they can be really good, but I don't know how good he's going to do, so I'll give this win here to the Chargers, making them 3-7. Now, the Chiefs, the week after that, I'm going to say this is a win, actually. I guess you could say it's a surprise, but I think they can pull it out. I like the Chiefs this year. I think they can maybe even make a playoff appearance, but I can see that happening, so I'm not 100% sure, but I like him. I like Charles a lot. He's going to be great. I predicted him to lead the league in rushing, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but yeah, so I'll give the one to the Chargers anyway. So the next week against the Bengals, it's going to be a tough game for the Chargers. Clearly, you got to play against A.J. Green, Andy Dalton, and they have a lot of great pieces on offense now with Gio Bernard. They drafted in the 2nd round. They have Tyler Eifert, who they got in the 1st round. Mohamed Sanu, who looked pretty good last year. So I'll give it to the Bengals. I mean, it's going to be tough to put up against a great offense and a good defense. I think their defense is really overlooked. I mean, because when you think of the Bengals, you're mostly thinking about A.J. Green. But here, now, they have a great defense led by Geno Atkins in the middle. So he might be the best defensive tackle in the league. That's why I'm not sure. So moving on now to the next week 13. Wait, hold on. I messed them up. Yeah. So week 8 was their bye week. I said must have missed that somehow, but so just forget about that. And so after 13 weeks, they're 4-8. Moving on now against the Giants. I think it's going to be another loss. I like the Giants a lot. Eli Manning, you can question him, but he's always going to be a great QB. I like him a lot. And still they have great receivers with Victor Cruz and Hakeem Nicks. And then, of course, one of the best defenses in the league probably the best defensive line with Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul, Linville Joseph, Colin Jenkins, and DeMontre Moore now, rookie. So I'm going to go into the Giants over the Chargers then. Play the Broncos. Yeah, I'll have the Broncos sweeping the Chargers this year for obvious reasons. So then they play the Raiders, but I'll have the Chargers sweep the Raiders. I think that's very fair to say against the Raiders. Yeah, definitely. So I'll give the win there to the Chargers. And then the final week against the Chiefs.
I'll give this one to the Chiefs here. I didn't expect. I don't think the Chargers will be able to sweep the Chiefs. For all the reasons I said. So that'll bring a grand total of 5-11 for the Chargers' bad season, but not too much worse from the year before. So yeah, I guess that's logical. I can see it happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had a few more wins. No more than 8-8. It's probably the highest I ever set them. So yeah, 5-11 for the Chargers. That's gonna do it for this edition of Schedule Rundown. I'll have the I believe the Chiefs video up next. No, I'll have to double check on that. But yeah. But for now, you can follow me on Twitter at Cres Sports. Follow my partner Louie, who does the other half at DB Sports Talk, and for more NFL stuff, articles about every team. But all 32 access.weebly.com. Thank you.